Good morning, Flo. I wanted to ask you about the barbecue care package Andy Reid sent you after the season last year. He spoke a little bit about it with us on the conference call. Just what was that like to get that gift from them, and what were some things in it?
It was good barbecue. It went fast. We got my brothers over. I'm not sure. We had some people over. And we enjoyed it. So I was very thankful to Andy for that. And yeah, it went very quickly. So KC barbecue is very good.
Cam?
Good morning, Flo. First, I wanted to tell you I was running yesterday and I listened to a song from 2 Chainz called One Day at a Time. And I thought about you. I thought that would be a good song for you to put on your playlist because of the title.
I'll write that down.
I actually do have a real question. We saw that Tua shedded that the splint or the tape that he was wearing over the last week or so. How is he progressing? And I guess it's a good sign that he doesn't need to wear that in practice anymore.
I think he's feeling better. From that standpoint, I think he's got, like everyone else, bumps and bruises that he's attained over the last few games that he's been playing. But yeah, I think he's feeling a little better as far as that particular the hand, and I think he's like everyone else is trying to prepare as best he can for a very, very, very strong opponent and a very good defense. They do a lot of things from a disguise standpoint, from a front standpoint, from a cover standpoint. So, so he shed the whatever he had on his hand, but he's got other issues as far as dealing with the Chiefs. So it's kind of where his focus is and our focus is.
Adam?
Good morning, Brian. I was curious. You guys have a lot of championship pedigree on your roster. You have players that won championships in college, certainly in the NFL. How do you look for that sort of personality? Do they have to be a winner in the past for you then to consider them a champion, or can you sense those things going in? And B, how much can that pay off in huge games like you have now?
I don't think really anything that's happened in the past really matters right now. Those are different teams, different years, different, people change over time for a myriad of reasons, on the field, off the field. Every team, every year is a little bit different. So college, pros, different teams. I guess I don't look too much into that. I'm just focused on this particular team, this particular week against this particular opponent. I don't think really much of that is. I don't think it has much to do with this week. So I like the guys we have here. They're tough. They're competitive. They're smart. Football is really important to them. Their team first. So if you want to take those qualities and put a label on that, then to me that's just what we're looking for in a Dolphin.
Cam?
Hey, Flo, I know we talked a lot about the pressure that you guys bring on defense, but I guess I was looking and the Chiefs bring a lot of pressure as well. How do you, prep the O-line and Tua for that, knowing they'll probably bring more against, a young O-line and young quarterback?
Yeah, I know people talk, extensively about the offense, but this defense and special teams is they're for real. I don't think they get enough credit. This is a I would say a top level defense. From my standpoint, I think Spags does a great job. I think these 2 safeties are very good. Really, 3 safeties, including Thornhill. Corners are very good in press and man coverage. And obviously, we know about Frank Clark and Chris Jones, and Hitchens makes a lot of tackles. This is a good team. So this will be a tough and they bring pressure, from a lot of areas, like you mentioned, Cam. I didn't mean to kind of go off on a tangent there, but the corners blitz, the backers blitz, the ends drop. It's you got guys coming from all over the place. They do a good job of disguising. This is a good group. This is a very good group.
Josh.
Hey, Brian, back in August, we talked about the offensive line makeup, how there was so much turnover. To be able to go back to that topic, what's it been like having, an Eric Flowers, a Jesse Davis, a Teddy Karras in the room, to be able to kind of limit that rookie curve, with those three primarily hoping to be options for you guys moving forward in terms of the three rookies?
Yeah, I think Chris did a really nice job. Chris Brandon, the personnel staff, as far as having a feeling that we were going to have some young players and then bringing in some veteran players to help those young players along. So, we had Jesse, we brought in Ted and Eric. I think those guys have really brought some leadership and good play, to our offensive line and really help these young guys along. So we feel good about the entire group. And hopefully we just continue to improve and get better. This week is, it's as challenging a week as we've had all year. Just from an opponent standpoint, specific to players, individual players, but also an overall team defense that really communicates well, really disguises well, really gives you different looks in the back end, but also different looks in the front. There's a lot of, let's call it, stemming and movement up front. So they really make you work from a communication standpoint across the board. That's what good defenses do. And Spags has done a great job. BD and Brandon Daly's done a really nice job. And this will be definitely a tough test for our O-line, but really our entire offense.
Adam.
Brian, I saw something on social media about a relief effort in Honduras with the Honduran consulate. How'd that come about? And can you give us a little more detail on that?
Yeah, we, I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago, as far as, some hurricane relief for the people, down in Honduras. So just worked with Jason Jenkins and our community relations and got in touch with the consulate from Honduras and, put some, with help from Publix, put some packages together and I think it was Spirit Airlines. We flew a plane down there and just gave them some support, some things that they needed, a variety of things. So, look, they needed some support, and we're happy to help. And I just think about the family I have down there, aunts, uncles, my tia Chola, my tío Bocho, tío Paulito. All my family down there. So I just think about them, and to them, I just tell them I love them and I'm praying for them. Te quiero mucho, and we just try to keep supporting them.
One more.
I want to ask a question about Lynn Bowden Jr. Obviously, you guys have had him for a while, developed him for a while, and he's been behind in your stuff because he got here after the trade. What's kind of holding him back from contributing more, especially since I know you generally give guys who perform well in practice that opportunity?
Well, first it's Lynn Bowden, not Bowden. But I think he contributed, quite a bit last week. I think he he had a run for a good chunk and a few passes. So thought he played well last week. I don't think he's really being held back. I don't know if maybe you see it differently, Omar. But he want to say he had 4 or 5 catches last week. He had a run. made some blocks in the running game. So I think he's really improving, getting better. I really, his progress, I would say, over the last couple 3-4 weeks has been very good. And hopefully he continues to be productive and help us. But I don't think he's being held back. I don't really see that. I think if anything, he's going the other way. But maybe you see it a little bit differently, Omar.
Final question, Barry.
Hi, Brian. A couple of things. We saw on the wire that Isaiah Ford began the COVID testing process with you guys. What was the thinking in bringing him back? And also, we saw George Gotze working with Tua again last week. Have you changed responsibilities at all for George and Robbie Brown? I know obviously George was needed with the quarterbacks when Robbie was out.
I wouldn't, go too deep into, that game day process. I think we wanted to keep that, the same, after, Robbie's situation. I think, look, as a staff, we all work together. Robbie's still with the quarterbacks. George works with the tight ends. George works with we all kind of work together. And the quarterbacks coach really works with, the quarterback specifically, but there's just so much conversation between the backs, the tight ends, the quarterbacks, the receivers. It's really, pretty much intertwined. From a game day standpoint, we just wanted to keep that, where it was. I think you mentioned Isaiah Ford. Again, that's really more of a Chris, Marvin, Brandon question. I know we brought him in for a visit. We'll just, kind of see where it goes. But there's COVID protocols that we got to go through, and then, we'll take it from there.